Hello and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode we are going to talk about a small little app I found on the Open Repos store for Jolla, the SFOS system. And in the end, this app is meant to give you information about what is happening in your network. So for instance, something like a network sniffer or something could be like that, but I don't think that is something this app does. It just gives you information about which kind of devices are in your network and what's going on there. And it's a pretty neat one. I really like it. It gives you a lot of different informations about the devices here in the network and which are there. Stuff like operation system and so on, you can even get out of it. And it's a pretty neat one if you want to take control over your network and be very secure about what is happening there. Because yes, SailfishOS and so on are of course pretty secure and data protective systems, but if your network isn't, then that might be a problem, right? So this will be able to help you with that. And everything I'm going to show you today is going to be from my Xperia 10 Mark III in this case. And of course, there's a lot of stuff going on in my network, which I don't want to go out here. So some kind of IP addresses and stuff like that. So sorry for that, but in this video, I will cover up a lot of different things, blurring or covering up, because yeah, that's how it has to be in this kind of environment, what I'm going to show you. But still, I want to show you this app because I find it is a pretty nice one and everybody should have it in the end. So, first off, I'm just going to show you where to get this. So first off, as mentioned before, everything you will be seeing here is going to be the stuff that is going on my smartphone, on the big screen here too. And I'm going to show you everything that is going on. So first off, I'm just going to go to my all apps list here and I'm going to go to the stores there, okay? So if I go into that one, stores is just a folder by me, so you don't have to have that. But if you created that, then you might have a very similar setup here. And then you just go to Storeman in this case, or Open Repos if you want to go to the web version of it, works fine too. And then you just go into the categories at the start. Here are the freshly updated ones. And if you go to the search part there, you will be able to search for stuff. And if you go in there, just type in Infraview. Very important, write it like this, okay? You can write it with a lowercase I, for instance, it's fine too. But if you have any kind of other writing style or whatever, it might not find what you are searching for, especially if you are just going to put in infra, for instance. I couldn't find it then. So let's just search for it like this. And as you can see, we have Infraview in this case, which is the first entry here. I'm just going to click on that. Of course, if you want to download it from a link, you can go down below. I will give you the link in the description, of course. Yeah, and in here you will see a couple of different informations about this app. So just read everything through, what is going on here, why you should use it. Even if you want to get more information, there's a terminal command more or less, which is going to give you more information even than that the app can offer by itself, okay? Anyway, if you want to install it, go to the upper menu there. And if you go into that, for you, there will be an install button there or add repository. And if you go in there for a second time, then you are going to see install. It depends on the store you're in. I think Open Repos would be the add repository first. Anyway, like this, you can just go in there and download it. And if you download it and installed it, then you will see a new entry, which will look more or less like this one, okay? So Infraview. And Infraview itself can just be opened like this, of course. And now you can see it will open up with this kind of view here. Depending on the Wi-Fi you are in, for instance, I'm in Asus Wi-Fi 5G at the moment, with a couple of informations already. So as you can see, here are a couple of different informations about which kind of router I'm using and stuff like that. But this is all internal, pretty uninteresting because I'm using a Fritzbox. So that is, you can see that doesn't really matter for me. But in the end, everything is going to be shown in these kind of scenarios, especially in the external IP info one I'm not going to show you, so I'm going to blur this, okay? So in the end, just click through this kind of buttons to get information about it. So I'm just going to go into that, and I'm just going to show you a little bit what you are seeing there. So a location one in this case. So the IP itself, and then which is my external IP, where is my time zone, and where I am at, and so on and so forth. With even some stuff like which kind of ESP I'm using, and so on and so forth. I'm going to blur everything here, so sorry about that, but this is just very close information, and it's pretty accurate even. So be very aware of that. Don't show the contents of this kind of information to anybody on the internet or something like that, okay? So be very aware of that. So I'm just going to go out here again, and I'm just going to have a look at the device in current network one. So if I go into this, it's more or less showing you what is going on in my network. So the different kinds of IP addresses I have, and with a couple of different informations about all these devices. Sometimes they have informations which are not available, as you can see, but other times you will see stuff in here, which is pretty, already information. You can more or less see what we are talking about, but there are of course a couple more. So if you, for instance, go to this one here, if I click on that one, we can get information from this device. It takes a little, but after a while he will show you a couple of different informations about all this. So which kind of IP address it has, MAC addresses, the name of itself, maybe if he's able to get information about the operation system and stuff like that, he will show you everything there is to know about this kind of device in my network. And if you do that for other ones, you will see a couple of different other informations here too. So everything is pretty nicely, and you're really going to see which kind of devices are in this network at the moment, and you will be able to see and check out what's going on. So after a while, if you do this, you might want to check your router or whatever if all these devices should be in there. Anyway, let's go back. Have a look at the ARP cache table, for instance. Interesting too. This is more or less different connectors which are used on your system here, so might be interesting for somebody who knows what that is in a more precise way than I do. As you can see, we can even get rid of the cache here and start again. Network port connections, very interesting too. So in the end, ports, of course, are the ones where you are going to accept stuff in, and so on and so forth. So this is very important for somebody who wants to debug stuff and so on and so forth. Sorry that I'm not showing you anything in this neither, because it's very confidential data in this case, okay? And then there is command connections, which just tells you, hey, which kind of Wi-Fi's are in your region or whatever, and so or better to say, which you know in the end, and of course, which are in your region, and so on and so forth. So very interesting stuff in here. Just have a look at that. If you are through with this type of information here, so you have had a look at all of them and you are fine with that, you can go into the up menu there. That's not much to see, but you can go to the site in the end. In the site, you will see DNS resolving and stuff like that, which is very interesting, but will only work for people who used the formerly told about terminal command to start this app with. Okay, so if you started it from the terminal, you are getting more information than in the GUI itself, but still very interesting to have this information. If you go into this, then you can do different kinds of stuff like DNS queries, so have a look at different kinds of websites and so on and so forth. See which kind of URL, for instance, has which kind of domain information, DNS information saved there and stuff like that. So very interesting stuff in this too. Just have a look at the app itself. If you want to take over control over your network, or just control from time to time, hey, do I know everything that is going on in my network, and should I, for instance, get rid of some of that or something like that, then this app is absolutely for you. Have a look at it. I really like it. Okay, and yeah, this is more or less all I wanted to show you about this app. It's a pretty, technical one, I would say, but in the end, a very, very useful one just to take over control and just to make sure you know what's going on. And so I wanted to show you that. And other than that, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you liked this episode, please give it a thumbs up, of course. If you have any kind of questions, comments, whatever, put them down below into the commentary section. And of course, if you didn't subscribe to the channel till now is the time to do it. Button is down below. Please click on it and subscribe. Other than that, see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching and see you around. Bye. Bye.